Alright guys, Papa Pepper back again, and you're probably thinking, why, Papa Pepper, you look slightly more studious than usual. Yeah, it's the glasses. I do use corrective vision, so, which is kind of important in life, making sure that your vision is correct, if you know what I mean. Hopefully you got a vision. Anyway, there was a huge pile of that type stuff right here. And I wasn't even thinking that I'd be able to move it anytime soon. But now it's way back over there because I got that mini excavator's got a big old grapple hook, which is really good because behind me, and you're going to see, there's the path down to the garden and back. There's my drive-through to get to the garden and back. In the middle, there's going to be some stuff. And then outside of these pens is going to be my orchard. Okay, we got the dig going on for the storm shelter and root cellar right there. But a lot of this out here in front is going to be orchard, so to get that out of my way is excellent. Very happy to do that. Wasn't planning on doing it. And then one other thing I'm doing right now, I got some elderberries here. Love propagating plants. It's free food, free medicinal herbs, free all sorts of stuff that is useful and helpful and beneficial. And so many of them are so easy to propagate once you figure out what's going on. So a byproduct of this whole thing is, well, whole thing, right? Is that I can have some really quick and easy holes dug. So got all this rock going on. You can see there's a long line of rock along my fence. That's going to be on both sides of the fence actually. That way, whatever we've got in here isn't going to be getting out, even if we put some rabbits in here and other things. This is the last one that's still got to get cleaned. The first two are pretty much cleaned down to nothing, and we're getting the animal shelters built. You can see two of them there. That build on the second one got interrupted because all of a sudden I had a mini excavator, and the first one still needs a roof and some interior work, but it's the structure's there. But one thing I learned when hanging out with Shalom Acres is they've got some elderberry plants that do incredible. We visit them periodically, and the one thing that they do is they put them right next to their chicken area. So when the rain washes anything out of the chicken area, because you know poop is fertilizer, manure is good, a lot of good grow juice in there. It would feed their elderberries. So I'm like, okay, I've got elderberries I still need to get in. One thing we're going to run on the fence lines of these is a variety of things. I will be growing probably some gourds and some other food too. But in the perennial zone of things, I'm going to be putting a passion fruit vine. So I've got a bunch of those propagated in a couple buckets right now, making sure they stay well enough watered. So I finished a couple things down here. I do got water at the moment, but it literally just got in days ago. Maybe it's right there. It's right over there. I can see it. Got water at the garden side, water here, water a couple other places. Anyway, made my big pile of stuff. That's like 3 piles combined as one. That grapple hook was amazing. And then I've got 3 holes dug right now. For my elderberries, we'll be growing those here. Passion fruits on the vine. Let these things bunch out because here the goal is eventually that's going to remain animal area. We're going to thin the forest a bit and let it fill in with edible stuff on the bottom layer for them. If the forest's really thick, not a lot grows in the forest floor. So we'll take out a bunch of the trees that we don't really need or want, use those for firewood, use those for building, use those for lumber, use those for a variety of things. Eventually take whatever's left, make wood chip mulch out of it. The area I'm standing right now though is probably, hopefully, Lord willing, eventually going to be our outdoor kitchen. So it's hot enough down here. If we're doing a big canning thing or some other stuff where we're butchering an animal, something like that, an outdoor kitchen is going to be a lot nicer, whether we're living in that mobile home or if we get a house eventually. The cellar is going to be right there, so actually you can your stuff, it seals, you can take it right in there. And then I think just on the other side of that, maybe where those humps of dirt are, we're also going to build an outdoor shower, and there's many reasons for that. One is that I get so disgustingly dirty on an almost daily basis that my wife doesn't really want me just coming in the house like that. It comes with the lifestyle, but it's okay. So anyway, that's some of what I got going on. I got a lot of sticks to still pick up in this area, but the big piles are able to be moved with the the grapple bucket on the Mini X, and now I just got to get my elderberries planted. So we'll move forward with that. I'm going to amend the soil a little bit first in the holes, get a couple things going. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, I'm back and I'm ready. I got distracted because I had to get some stuff from the garden, and there was all sorts of big ripe tomatoes. So then I'm picking some tomatoes, which I'm probably just going to slice and dehydrate right now. They're really sweet and tasty once you dehydrate them. And then I was walking over here, and I was bringing things like some compost from the garden and some rabbit manure to this area here in white buckets. So my Jacob sheep and a couple of goats we got there saw that, and they're like, "White bucket, feed!" They're all roar, roar, the whole time. So they're back there fighting it out over some feed now, because I had to feed them because they saw these white buckets and they thought it was all about them. So since I've just got these little holes right here, they're nothing too special, nothing too deep. I've got 3 of them. I have at least 3 elderberries here. Well, we'll see what the actual number is, but I've just got some rabbit manure that's been rained on. It's really good. Looks yucky, really good. And then some compost. I'm gonna mix those up, put those in the bottom of the holes, and probably actually layer the compost in between the soil too as I plant each and every one of these. So let's get started on the first one. There you go. So that's going to make sure they get some real good nutrients the second they get growing here. Not the way to plant it. This guy, the roots are coming right out the bottom, so definitely ready for a new home. You got it? You got it. You got it. So we want them a little higher than that. I'm going to have just a little cavity to catch the water for these guys. These guys can grow right in water. You'll find them down by creeks sometimes, so just a little pocket to catch the water that would come to this area. Now for the rest. And for any of you guys who don't know, plant propagation is a really simple thing. If you don't know how to propagate an elderberry, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. In fact, here's a couple of varieties that I bought. Okay, I actually paid for them because I wanted the variety. But if you notice, there's a cut-off stick with new growth growing from it at the top and roots from the bottom. So what they did is, check this. They took an elderberry plant, they cut it off, and they put it in soil or water. That's about it, guys. An elderberry cutting will usually root on the bottom and send up some leaves and some stuff on the top. It's that easy. Get into it yourself. Don't buy the stuff. Make extra. That way, if they don't work, you got still the ones you wanted. And if they do work, then you've got something to bless other people with. That's one thing, especially a lot of people are moving out in the country more, trying to grow a lot of their own stuff, do their own thing. That's one reason why I'm really into this stuff. But if you've got plants, you can propagate them so easily. You can bless others who follow in your footsteps. They come down, they move somewhere, they want to get in the same stuff. Be like, hey, here's a bunch of free elderberries, here's a bunch of free mulberries, here's a bunch of free figs, whatever it is you're propagating. And then the same thing with the animals, they reproduce after their own kind. You may not need a bunch extra guinea fowl, but if you let them hatch out their babies, you can trade somebody, or you can give somebody, you can bless somebody, or if you lose some, you've got replacements. So just part of the lifestyle, getting away from the dollar, getting back to bartering, getting back to taking care of your own needs, being not being a consumer. Consumers are dependent. I don't want to be dependent. I want to be free. All right, we're gonna keep going here. enough of a ramble. So alright guys, we got them planted. They're still a little recessed right now. What I want to do is make sure to get them enough water to start with, and then let a lot of it settle in before I pile on the rest. But in time, I mean, first of all, this is going to be a good location for them as far as I'm concerned. They're going to be able to sit alongside here and really bush out over the years and provide us with not only the elderberries, but the flowers are good, called elder blow. You can make tea out of them, you can make fritters out of them, do a lot of different things, and of course then the berries too, with the immune system boosting capabilities and potentials. And I know I was mentioning you guys earlier about propagating and using that as a bartering thing. A while ago I was having some trouble with my computer. A friend of mine offered to fix it because I'm not really a computer guy. And he fixed it, and I said, oh cool, what do you want? And he's like, oh, I was just gonna, you know, do it, but my wife said elderberries. You know, so he was just gonna hook me up for free, which is fine. People can do that, people can give gifts, people can bless, but his wife really wanted some elderberries. And the cool thing too, when I showed up at the property, I walked over to one side of it and I'm like, well, you guys know you got some growing right here, right? So it helps to know what you're dealing with too. Anyway, here they are. They're on the edge. They're planted. I'm gonna start watering them now, and we're still getting like 100-degree days out here. So I'll show you a little watering hack in the near future, but not going to dive into that right now. I got to get things ready. Tons of stuff going on. My boy True Conspiracy is coming down tomorrow from Wisconsin, so I feel like his third or fourth visit to me since I moved down here. Real good guy, close brother of mine, so we're going to enjoy that. So I got to get things ready. See you guys soon enough. Papa out.
As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.